TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Do you think Vince played you and Sable against each other back in the day?
Hell yeah. I mean, that company thrives on tension and animosity, whether it's real or not. And, back then, the stooge sheets were so big that, oh my God, if there's tension with Sonny and Sable, oh my God, what can happen? Of course. I mean, this is it's a business about, competition.
Right.
And opponents and things like that. Of course, of course he wanted that. And, it worked. I mean, she hated me. I hated her. She hated me because of, I think, my spot. I hated her because of who she was. I didn't hate her because of her spot. Okay. Because I had a damn good spot. I wasn't threatened by that. I didn't like her because she's not a nice person. And Terry Reynolds and I found this out very early on. We knew she had a daughter. Mariah was like 8 at the time. We knew Mark Merrow wasn't the father. So I said to her, well, where's her dad? She goes, oh, he died in a car accident when she was an infant. I went, oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. She goes, no, the best thing that ever could have happened to me, because if he never would have died, I never would have met Mark. I'm like, wait a minute. She's talking about the guy she was married to and the father of her child, and she's fucking happy he died. I was like, this is not a nice girl.
Uh-huh.
This is not a quality human being.
Right.
And then every other week, she'd come out with something else that would just cement the fact that she wasn't a nice person. So that was more the reason I didn't like her, because I had a cushy spot. I had all my expenses paid for. I didn't have to pay for a thing. I didn't have to pay for tolls or gas on the road. None of my clothes. Everything was paid for. I had a deal that not even Shawn Michaels had. On top of great salary and great merchandise. I had a really good deal. Her deal wasn't anywhere near mine, so I didn't give a shit about what kind of a program she was in or what kind of an angle she was involved in or what kind of merchandise she got, because I had the cushy deal of the girls.
Right.
So I didn't care about that. I didn't like having her in my locker room because she was a fucking cunt. And I don't use the C word, I'm sorry, but I'm going to use it about her.
Were you surprised that she actually went back to the company 2 years after she sued Vince and all that shit?
Yeah, because when the whole lawsuit thing came up, and I knew it was bullshit. I mean, there's always going to be some kind of harassment between workers, but for her to say that's an unsafe work environment, all that stuff, I called Vince because, over the years, I've always kept in contact with Vince.
Right.
And I called him up. I said, I want to help defend the company. I said, I don't want anything in return. I'm not looking for that. I said, but I don't like the girl. I don't like what she's doing to the company. I said, if you need me to come in and say she's full of shit, she's just trying, she's just a money hungry whore, I said, I will. He's like, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. I said, anything. I said, you guys helped me out for all those years. I'll help you out in return. Luckily, he didn't need me. But for them to hire her back after that, I was like, whoa. But he had to have seen it as just a money-making opportunity because the whole Playboy thing with Tori and all that stuff. Because that's when it started, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it was just a money-making thing for him. I'm sure he hated to do it, because of his principles and his arrogance. But he saw dollar signs. So what the fuck? I don't blame him.
What were your initial memories of Vince?
Vince was the best boss I ever had. I've always gotten along with Vince. With Vince, you either love him or hate him. Most people hate him. Very few people love him. I loved him. He treated me like gold. He treated me like a daughter, practically. He took care of me. I liked him from day one. He the funny thing was, he's a very intimidating person. I was never intimidated by him. Nobody intimidates me. And the first meeting we had, Christopher's like, how are you not intimidated by him? I said, hon, you know me. Nobody intimidates me.
Right.
Like, we're in the office. Chris is like trying to bury his head under the table. And I was just like, hey, Vinny, how you doing?
Right.
I'm like, I don't care. And it's not that I didn't appreciate who he was, because I was raised in this business to respect him and appreciate who he is, and veterans and all that thing. I probably was raised better than most guys in this business, just how I was brought up because of Cornette and everything. But he never intimidated me, ever. So I think Vince sensed that too, that, oh my God, here's this 22-year-old girl, or was I 21 at the time, 21, 22. And he's like, she's not afraid of me. And she's good. I kind of like her,
right.
He's like, I see dollar signs. So, no, I loved him. Never was intimidated by him. Loved working for him. I'll love working for him again one day.
Are you still on good terms with Vince?
You know what? I really do talk to him like twice a year.
Right.
It's not like an everyday thing. But usually every 6 months or so, I feel the urge and I pick up the phone. I call him at home on a Sunday just to say hi. I've done that a lot of times. And I would say, hi, Vince, it's Tamara. I don't say Tammy. I don't say Sonny. I say Tamara because that's the name he likes. He's like, Tamara, how are you today? I'm like, I'm sorry to bother you. He goes, no, never bother with you. And he's always said to me, he goes, when you're ready to come back, give me a call, talk to me. We'll work things out. Because I didn't leave there on bad terms.
Right.
I never did. But yeah, so like I said, I always got along with Vince.
Do you think you'll go back there one day?
Do I think? Yeah, absolutely. I got a lot of work ahead of me, but I'm not questioning my talent one bit. I'm not questioning what I can do there. Because I was the first one that did anything right there. But I got some work to do. I'm not going to deny it. I got some work to do, but it'll get done.
I guess, who do you think has a chance on the indies of making it in WWE?
Girls or guys?
Either or.
You know what? It's weird because I'm, I don't know. Mike Krul, I really like his work.
Right.
His personality has to evolve a little bit.
Right. He needs a charisma.
Yeah, but his personality. You know what? I've seen him as a heel. His personality is great.
Right.
He takes a lot from Chris. You know, he really tries to mold himself around that heel, not the goofy heel, but the heel. So when he's a heel, he really has personality. But everybody always books him as a babyface, and it's just like, eh. But his work is phenomenal.
Right.
Honestly, I don't think there are any girls right now ready. Because first of all, there's a lot of girls there that aren't ready. Never mind the ones on the indie scene. What other people? See, the problem is with the indie scene, right? See, if this was mid-90s, I could give you a list of 100 people that I think would be phenomenal.
Right.
But now, because they've gone back to like that mid-80s, huge, 6'4", 300-pound muscular guys, Batista looks.
Right.
It's so much harder.
It's all kids now in the indie scene.
Seriously, and it's all shorter.
Right.
Shorter guys. So like
TitleMatchNetwork.com